Well, I am looking at my power and I have a 12.5 volts and it's getting into the afternoon, but it's filtered sunlight, so I'm not getting a lot. I am beginning to doubt the efficiency here of my solar setup, so I've got to begin to analyze things. I think this is a 30 amp or solar controller, so I just bought a 60 amp. So what I'm hoping that I'll be able to do with that is, and it's a more modern one. This is a pretty generic one. Not that the other was not generic, but I want to see if I can get some more efficiency out of this system. Because I'm beginning to drop low on voltage with relative frequency, and I don't need to be doing that with 400 volts of solar up there, and the fact that I'm not doing anything that requires a lot of demands. As I've said before, the TV and anything else that I'm running that requires any recreational power is on a separate single 100 watt solar panel, and I'm not having issues with that. And I might need to hook that 100 watts up into the full solar array at some point, so I need to find out what's going wrong here. So that's my chief issue right now. Okay guys, it's in the afternoon, and I sort of hang out in this parking lot near the bookstore before it gets a little bit later and rush hour burns down. Then I head out to wherever I'm going to sleep, hang out, maybe go see a movie, etc. So that's part of my pulse pounding, exciting, basic day in the van. If it sounds boring, it's because it is, but my life in the apartment was boring and expensive. So this is a little bit less boring and a lot less expensive. In any case, this is the new solar controller. My current solar controller is over here. I'm going to change to the new one because I can get some more efficiencies out. That's a 30, I believe it's a 30 amp. This one's a 60 amp. And it must be good because, and this is a joke, it says it's high-end quality solar charge controller. It is definitely about $80 more expensive than that one. I'm just not getting the satisfactory return from that controller. It could very likely be issues. I got 4 solar panels, so I want to get something that optimizes those panels so I make sure I get enough power. And I've got enough power, and I just want more. In any case, this is a huge, you can see this one. This is not gigantic, but this one is huge. Let's see if I can pull this out of here. This is a huge solar controller. It's almost so huge that it's going to be difficult. There's the connections. Here's my hand. It's almost so huge it's going to be very difficult to mount this anywhere. And it doesn't have any external mounting screws, so I'm probably just going to put it in a wooden box or something and set it somewhere and maybe nail the box up against the wall to make it stable. But this is what I'm going to be doing. Now, I'm not going to do this today because it's a bright, sunshiny day. And, I'm not going to spend the 35 minutes to 2 hours it's going to take of wasted sun power for me to put that in today. And also it comes with this. It comes with a little screwdriver. I assume this is an insulated screwdriver. This is a temperature sensor and a few bits and pieces to hang it. I just got to see how I'm going to do that, if I'm going to hang it. So that's basically it. So I just want to show you this. I'm just trying to improve. I've got quite a few solar panels up there, and I'm not getting the return I think I should get. So I'm going to up my game from that 30 watt to this 60 watt one. Not that I think that the one over here on the wall that I've got is underpowered, but this one is supposed to be better, so I'll see. It's an expensive test, but because, like I said, it costs about $80 more than the little gray one over here on the wall, which is basically a sort of a generic model. I'm sure this is a generic model too, and but just wanted to get it. So I want to let you know what I'm doing with the power. Still got I've got the split charger hooked up, so I am running charge off the car as well as all the solar and etc. But I haven't really run the car enough to actually make a big difference. I could idle it for an extended period of time, but I'm going to get the thing in the shop. I'm not going to mess with it to that degree. I need to make sure I've got a few minor maintenance things to go. And sometime I'll tell you how the wheel almost came out of my car, off of my car, because a major retail tire seller did not crank down the lug nuts, did not torque them down right. We'll hear about that story later. Hey guys, I got the new charge controller semi-installed. Right now I've got it just sort of sitting catty-cornered on this box, but I did nail it down, which I can easily pull out. But I do need it to stay stable enough when I drive so I can test it during the day, see how it's going to work, and then mount it eventually back here where the old one was mounted. But I just needed to get it somewhere where it would not rock and would not fall when I drive. So I've got it pretty much nailed down with a couple of brad nails so it can easily be pulled out, but shouldn't be pulled out when I move. So let's see how this is going to work. I hope it's more efficient than the old one. It's definitely more modern and more expensive. Doesn't necessarily mean it's better though, but we'll see.